The town of Barnstable is participating in a new climate study. Town officials want to make sure they're operating at peak efficiency and how to keep cool. On this episode of Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle. The town of Barnstable will soon be looking at just how effective many town programs are. The town was selected to participate in a new performance management program. The program is hosted by UMass Boston and funded with a state grant. Finance Director Mark Milne explains.
But we need to take it to the next step, and that is, are we doing an efficient job? Are we doing an effective job? Can we measure compliance with laws and ordinances? And so that's what the performance management program will allow you to do. It'll help taxpayers get to that next level, help us get to the next level to inform taxpayers. Well, yeah, we know how we spend the money, but how well are we spending the money? And so that's what these programs are designed to do. For example, we've actually developed a couple dozen performance measures that are included in our FY14 budget document. But we wanted to expand upon that. We want to make sure we're measuring the right things too. And that's another objective of this program. It'll help us identify what's useful and what is, as far as measuring goes, what particular program measurements are going to be useful for the general public and for our elected officials and meaningful, because you don't want to measure things that don't mean anything to the general public. It has to be something people care about.
Milne says the program will be completed over a 6-month period. Reducing the impacts of climate change is no easy task, but that's what the town of Barnstable's Growth Management Department wants to do. The department is participating in a new climate change study. We sat down with Director Joanne Miller-Buntich to get the details.
I'm Melissa Chartrand, joined here in studio with Director of Growth Management, Joanne Miller-Buntich. Hi, Joanne.
Good morning, Melissa.
Thanks for joining us in studio today. We love having you down here.
I know, I like it down here. I like being on TV. It's fun.
So today we're going to talk about climate change. I know you've been working for quite some time on this climate change project. Let's talk about it.
Well, at Growth Management, we sort of, in our work planning and visioning process, feel that it's our responsibility to keep this conversation about climate change alive in the community. It's difficult, there's scientific concepts, there's different levels of buy-in in the community, and so we thought the best thing we can do is engage the community in conversation, keep bringing the new information to the table, and see what develops and where people want to go with this. So one of the things that we've done is partner with Webner, the Walkwhite Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve.
Webner, much easier to say.
Much easier. MIT, everybody knows what that means, and the Consensus Building Institute, and also the University of New Hampshire is involved in this project that MIT is actually leading. And 4 communities in New England are involved with this project with MIT, one in Rhode Island, one in Massachusetts, which is Barnstable, one in New Hampshire, and one in Maine. And they are testing community engagement tools and communication tools. So we agreed to become a participating community. We will get some really concrete products out of it, which is some very sophisticated mapping using the best scientific evidence about what could be the impacts of climate change in Barnstable. And we are agreeing to get together some stakeholders to work with MIT and the Consensus Building Institute to participate in these strategy testing, and the strategy that they're testing is actually a role play. And so you can imagine we have a little skepticism about role playing, but we had our first event on June 18th, and there was about 20 participants, and everybody who participated had a great time. They really enjoyed it. They felt they learned a lot. They felt they contributed a lot, and our partners really got what they needed out of it.
What type of role playing when you say stakeholders? So who was at that first group,
Well-
and what did they do?
Well, at the first meeting there, we had, for example, the chair of our Board of Health, we had our DPW director, we had some of our economic development staff from growth management there, the climate specialist from the Cape Cod Commission was there, and I'm going through the list in my mind, but my favorite, I think, example was that the Director of Public Works, his role was to be the realtor in this fictional town of Shoreham. And our Economic Development Specialist was the Environmental Agency Advocate. So it was, it was really a testing of expanding your vision, and everybody did a great job and enjoyed doing it. So we're organizing another one.
Okay.
Because our commitment to MIT involves a certain number of people to participate in this. So for their study purposes, they need that quantum. And it's going to be August 5th.
Okay.
And we're holding it here at Town Hall, actually in the hearing room. There's going to be one session from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. August 5th is a Monday. And one session from 5 to 8 in the afternoon. So we're hoping that, people will participate. Anybody who's seeing this who would like to participate should contact me, joanne.buntich@town.barnstable.ma.us, and let me know if you're interested to participate. We're also sending out invitations to other organizations, civic groups, board members, and people who have attended conferences and workshops through various organizations on the Cape to get some participants for this.
It's an interesting way to engage the community and keep the conversation going, and even with the role playing, as you say, the assistant DPW director isn't playing that role during these, but they're given a whole different perspective and look at what happens.
And it's interesting to watch the MIT process in this, and Consensus Building Institute as well has a lot of say in the shaping of this, and they're very strategic about that, so they don't make a mistake and give the DPW director's role to play. They really want people to look at the other side of the issue so they can gather this information that they're looking at. And so what we were skeptical about was that, people might not be very receptive to this. We were proved that people are very open to it. And I think the subject matter has something to do with that, because what we're learning going through this and talking to people about this is that folks are concerned about climate change and how we should adapt in this community, and it's on their front burner in terms of what they're thinking about. And as you know, Melissa, you and I have spoken to the arts community and trying to engage them in perhaps visual representations of what the climate change means to that community, and to extend the aspect to all kinds of information.
It's critical to keep that conversation going. And as you said at the beginning, it might be a difficult conversation to have, to understand, and to say, well, it's 50 years from now, but we really are seeing impacts now, and you can't wait the 50 years to do something.
Right.
Are some of these other communities, are they similar, how they selected Barnstable to be a part of this study?
Well, the other communities are similar, and I always get it wrong. I don't have the paper in front of me if it's York or Wells, Maine, but it's one of those communities in Maine. It's Hampton, New Hampshire, and it's a coastal community in Rhode Island. And actually, the Barnstable was picked because I have a relationship with the director at Webner, and we just happened to be networking, and she mentioned the project to me and said, well, you guys would be a good candidate. And I said, well, yeah, and we checked in with growth management staff. We decided to take it on. So.
Excellent. So again, for our viewers, if they're interested in participating, again, that date is
August 5th, Monday, August 5th. There's 2 sessions, either from 1 to 4 in the afternoon or from 5 to 8 in the evening. Refreshments will be provided.
That's very important, and we'll look forward, Joanne, after that to have you back on and tell us how it went.
Good.
Thank you so much. For
Thanks,
Joanne
Melissa.
Miller-Buntich, I'm Melissa Chartrand.
To participate in the workshops taking place at Town Hall in August, that's August 5th, contact Joanne Miller-Buntich for details. Cape Codders have been dealing with hot and humid temperatures this week with little relief. If you're looking for a place to cool down, the Barnstable Senior Center is fully air-conditioned and is inviting residents and visitors to stop by. Visitors can take advantage of the Senior Center's library, pool table, and board games to keep busy. The center is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.